Hi everyone, Sarah here. We're going to be talking about emotional movement today and what that even means. Because you may feel like, well, duh, don't we all have emotions that move, right? We can watch a movie that's moving and we can cry when just moments before we were fine. But emotional movement is such an important topic, and I think it's really, really undervalued and under discussed because we all experience it. It's quite normal, it's quite natural. But people that come into my world, people who've come from emotionally unavailable, emotionally neglectful, emotionally abusive past, really haven't been taught or modeled or shared or learned about emotional movement. They feel emotions, but oftentimes many people that come from that world and into my world, they feel stuck in their emotions. They don't understand their emotions. They know what they feel. They know what they don't want to feel, but they don't know how to move through that emotion. And they're hearing and reading things that say, you just need to let it go. You just need to let it go. You just need to move on. But there's a process and there's a way to move through the emotion, and there's intelligence in understanding emotional movement that really, really helps with the freedom and the liberation that you feel. Because oftentimes in this transformational work and this journey to healing, you think, well, I should never feel hurt again. I should never feel sad again. I should never feel bad again. And when I do, oh my God, something's wrong with me. I'm going back to square one, or it's two steps forward and one step back. So I'm doing this dance. And that's very, very different from emotional movement. When you are regulated and your emotions are not stuck in one, they're not hyper vigilant in one. It's not always that you're feeling like, oh my God, anything at any moment, anything that could happen, I'm going to go back into this fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, and I'm going to be re-traumatized, and I'm stuck in this wheel of fear. I'm stuck in the wheel of shame. I'm stuck in the wheel of just feeling guilty all the time. There's words and there's language, and with words and language, there's an energy around it. And people who have come through emotionally unavailable, abusive, and neglectful past and relationships that developed these types of emotions as such seem to just land there and stick there. Land in shame and stick in shame. It's almost like your life is this dartboard, and there's many, many dartboards, right? We've got the dartboard of guilt, the dartboard of shame, the dartboard of anger, the dartboard of resentment. Where are all the good emotions? Well, those are there as well. We've got the dartboard of happiness, the dartboard of joy, the dartboard of love, the dartboard of abundance. And oftentimes, especially in narcissistic or very toxic relationships, we are that dart. And we see this board, and it's like we're trying to go like this. There's the one of love, happiness, this future that I've always dreamed of. I've always dreamed of being in love and starting a family, and Cinderella. Like, I want I want a bullseye in the Cinderella dartboard of living happily ever after. Ready? Here we go. Seriously? And you realize that you landed in the bullseye of shame, the bullseye of guilt, the bullseye of not enough, the bullseye of, yeah, you wanted that? The bullseye of belief that you're never going to get that. And you don't understand it because you look around and you see other darts on the bullseye of love and happiness and trust, faith, belief, all the good things that, and you were aiming for that. I mean, you like, before you took that shot, you practiced. And now you go up to the dartboard and you're like trying to like pull your dart out so you can take another shot. And it takes a lot of effort. Okay. Finally got it out. Okay, here we go. That relationship is over. It's done. I've moved on, right? I realize that my initial caregivers, like I have a lot of trauma from my parents. Yeah, I get that. But I'm an adult now, and I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna live happily ever after, and I'm gonna go find the one, and we're just gonna kumbaya. We're just gonna be so happy. It's gonna be so great. Okay, got that out, right? I've done counseling, I've done therapy, I've read the books, I've listened to the podcast, I journaled. You know what? I am a master meditator. I meditate every morning. I am great now. Okay, ready? Here's my life, and maybe it's not just a relationship that you're trying to land in. Maybe it's a career. Maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's whatever you want. Better, deeper friendships, more happiness, more abundance. Maybe you want a different career. Maybe you're going to school for it and you're like, when I get out, I'm going to go find this job and I'm going to live happily ever after in this job. I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm just going to be happy. Ready? Great. Again. And your dart just landed bullseye in the center of disappointment. And everything in your life feels like a disappointment, feels like a letdown, feels like heaviness. And you don't get it. You put so much work, so much effort, so much time, so much energy in making sure everything lined up, that you got it, that you were prepared this time. And you went out, you practiced it, and you spent the time to get better. And here you are. You went from shame, anger, guilt, resentment, betrayal to now I've landed in the center of disappointment and shame, and you feel stuck there. And it feels like no matter what you do, no matter how many times you try, you get stuck in the very center of those emotions. There's no movement. It's like you go and you try to like pull it out and it just doesn't move. It's like you're stuck in it. And maybe there's a little bit of, oh, no, no. That was my hand moving, not the dart. What's it gonna take? And you feel like you're just completely stuck in all of those emotions that you don't want to be stuck in. And there's no movement in your emotions. And it just feels like that was the only shot you've got. You got one shot and that's it. What's the point of trying again? What's the point of putting all that effort into trying to like pull that dart out, remove it out, and take another shot? You're tired because you're in your mind, you've got this story. Well, every time I do, I land in the very center of one of the ones that I don't want to be on. I just wish I could move those away and just have all the good ones. But the thing is, in life, you get to experience all of those emotions. You get to experience going through all of them. But the thing is, when you've got inner unhealed wounds and unprocessed trauma from your past, it seems like every shot you take, you land in one of the negative ones, one of the ones you don't want to be in, one of the ones that you work so hard to get out of. And you've gone on this journey to transforming and healing from them, but you've done all this work. And the problem is you've done all this work and it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of conscious effort. And what navigates and what dictates and what directs where that dart goes is not the conscious work. It's not, if you hold your elbow out at 47 degrees and you rotate your arm up and then you just point and release at about approximately 12 degrees, you'll land right where you want to go. Because you feel like, I tried that and look, it didn't work. Look where I landed. Look where I got stuck. Thanks a lot, you suck. Because consciously, it's like you're trying to read a manual about how to throw a dart. And you go, okay, 12 degrees, I don't know, that looks about, 47, 12. And then you go, what? I don't know what happened. What happened? And then you seek advice from someone else and they're like, oh, you didn't flick the wrist. Yeah, I did. Now you get mad. And now your dart stuck on mad, disappointment, feeling like you're let down, feeling like a failure, right in the center of I am a failure. And you look around and you see these other emotional dartboards, and there's happiness, there's acceptance, there's trust, there's love, there's joy. I just want to land on one of those. That's the whole point. That is the whole reason why I continue to put all the time, energy, and effort into taking my dart out so I can land in one of those. Oh, crap. Landed back in shame. Am I ever going to get stuck out of this? And you feel like your emotions are stuck in that and there's no movement. And it just feels like you're stuck in this wheel of constantly trying to get unstuck because you're consciously trying. And the reason why you're stuck in that is not because of your conscious effort. If that were the case, you should be landing on all those more positive emotions every time because you have put in the work, you have put in the time, you have put in the energy, and you have put in the effort. And there's still this story running in your mind. Why is it so easy? Like, it's got to be possible. I see other darts in those areas where I want to be. In being in love, in having the dream career and the dream relationship, and having the financial success that I want, and being able to truly do what I'm passionate about, what I've always wanted to do inside. But there I am stuck in the very center of, no, that's not for you. You're not good enough. And even if you try, you're going to fail. So what's the point? Now your dart is stuck in the, what's the point? Bullseye. 100 points scored. Double your points and you're like, and you feel like there's no emotional movement. But I can guarantee you and I promise you that even the people whose darts have landed on the areas where you're putting so much time, energy, and effort into trying to get to, into love, into acceptance, into happiness, into joy, into peace, they're not always there. But your perception is, as you step up to take your shot, you look around and you see others have landed there, but theirs don't stay there. The same way that yours isn't always going to stay in shame and guilt, betrayal, anger, resentment, rejection, not good enough, failure, disappointment, letdown. And the reason why it feels so hard to try and take your dart out is because there's like, it's like there's this hold on it. It's almost like you walk up and you see other people go boop and take theirs out, and you're like, oh, what? How'd you do that? How did you do that? I'm here like, yeah, trying to take mine out, and it's not coming out. And you just went, boop, another shot. I'm gonna try again. How do you do that? Tell me the magic. What's the book I need to read? What are the secrets? Please. I'm desperate because every time I take my shot, it gets stuck there and it takes so long to pull out. It's almost impossible. I'm surprised I can do it. Honestly, I don't know really how. I do. And even when I land there, I want to be able to walk up and go, boop, that's not where I want to be. I want some movement in my emotion. I want to be able to happily go, that wasn't where I wanted to be. Let me try again. And even if your elbow wasn't at 47 degrees and you didn't flick your wrist at the right angle or time or degree or whatever, and you land somewhere like kind of in the middle, just happiness. This is a good place to land, but I was really aiming for excitement. And there's movement in that. But you seem like you always get stuck there, and it's not a conscious effort that's getting you stuck there. Why would you consciously land there? You wouldn't. What's happening is there's this subconscious connection, almost an energetic connection, almost a bind, a grasp, a hold that's like pulling your dart towards where you don't want to go. I know you're aiming towards happiness, joy, acceptance, love, abundance, peace, but you land over here. I was aiming over there. I was aiming for self-trust, for self-acceptance. Nope. Landed in self-abandonment. And it's like, no matter how hard you try, it's like, that seems to be what happens. That seems to be the way that it navigates, the way that it goes. And you're like, and then you can hear someone say, just breathe. And you're like, I am. You're going to stop breathing in a second because I'm going to choke you if you say that again. You're trying to land in self-acceptance. And it's like your dart always goes towards self-rejection. And you don't understand why. Why? And you're tired. And it's like, I don't know why. Thanks. If I knew, I wouldn't be doing it. And inside you feel this agitation and this irritation and frustration, all the Asians. What's happening is subconsciously, your arrow has been programmed to go there. All the areas you don't want it to go. So it feels like it's stuck there. There's this subconscious energetic magnetism to go towards self-abandonment, self-betrayal. Well, why? Because of the unconscious beliefs you have about yourself, that even though you say, I am ready to have this land, here I go. I've got all the dart things. I've got my pack. I've got the special dart shoes. I've got this dart shirt that says future dart throwing expert. Here I go. Again, landed in self-betrayal, self-rejection. When I was aiming towards self-acceptance. I hate this game. And life feels like that game. And if you're asking and wondering why can I not have movement in the emotional energy in the emotional dartboard? I want some movement in my dart, almost like when you bowl and it's like, yeah, the lane is only this long and some people can go and like curve the ball. And it's like, how do you do that? And then get this perfect score, 300, and you go up and it's like gutter, gutter, gutter. Like, but it wasn't as good as what they did. They're getting strikes left and right. Every time I go up, can I get what are those little things for the bumpers, please? Yeah, no, honey, those are only for children. You're so cute. No, yeah, no, can I get the bumpers, please? Do you have children with you? No, but can I please get the bumpers? I need some help. I need some support here. Are you seeing my score? They're scoring perfect. 300 strikes every time. Strikes on strikes on strikes. And keep going in the gutter. And they're like, no, sorry. That's for children ages 8 and under. You're 38. And you're wondering why? Why? Why, when I aim for self-acceptance, do I always land on self-rejection, self-abandonment, self-betrayal, where I land on, I'm a failure, I land on shame, I land on guilt, and I feel like this is my life. Is it just a bunch of darts thrown on those when I don't want to be there anymore? Why is it that I can't move my emotions and energy and experiences and relationships to the other areas? That is because subconsciously, in your inner mind, the subconscious program is what's aligning it to go there. You need a curveball, but you get straight shot towards those areas you don't want to be. That is because of what is going on inside the inner mind, because it is programmed to go a certain direction, even in different situations. That's why even in one relationship, it can be like, oh, it was this way. Oh, yeah, no, you are not the one for me. I need to get out, move on. and you find in another relationship the same patterns, the same experiences, the same behaviors, and you realize, I don't want to admit this to anyone, but oh my God, it's me. I always end up in the same kind of relationships. I always end up feeling the same, saying the same things, the same arguments, different person. I always end up feeling disappointment, shame, guilt, not enough, losing myself in this, unworthy. I want to land in the other areas. I want to land in all of those other areas. Self-trust, boom, done, bullseye, 300. No bumpers required. I want to land in, I go after what I want and I do it excitedly. You know, didn't get a strike, but I got 9. 9 out of 10 is way better than a gutter ball. I landed on self-love. Maybe I'm not in the center. I'm a little bit on the outside, but that's okay. That's totally okay. I love it. I accept it. I understand that this is a journey. And that is the journey that is required to move your emotions from landing in all those areas you don't want to be to the ones you do want to be on. And that is this inner healing, this transformation of transforming those past pains that are energetically that subconscious story, belief, and programming that you have installed inside your mind that keeps your dart going, doo, 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 doo. Not again. To completely transforming everything about you, everything about your life and about your experience of it, and moving through those emotions. And you know what? You're not going to have a perfect shot every time because this is life. You're a human having a very human experience. Humans are spiritual beings, energetic beings. So we're going to experience a range of different emotions and energies. But when you do the inner work and healing and transformation, reprogram, rewire, restructure the subconscious beliefs you have about yourself, that is the navigator of the energy. That is the director of the dart. That is, you throw it. It doesn't matter if you want to practice. Hey, I'm going to do this one left-handed. I am going to spin around and bend down and throw it. Watch this. And it still is going to go where you want it to go, because that is where it's been programmed to go. So when you do the inner work to completely transform and heal from within, it doesn't mean you're never going to land in, oh, guilty. Yeah. Doesn't mean that you're never going to land in anger. And then you sit with that and you recognize what you did, what you said, what you should have done or said that hurt you, that hurt someone else. And you can openly and genuinely accept it and apologize and ask for sincerity and receive forgiveness for yourself. But you realize that more of your darts are able to land on self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, self-trust than they did before. And that is all because the inner programming that directs, guides, and dictates where those darts go has changed. And that is this evolution, this journey, this growth, and this experience that I want for you, the one that I take my clients on. And it is absolutely beautiful. It doesn't mean you're going to live a perfect life. There is no such thing. Perfect is a perception. It is in the eye of the beholder. So what are your eyes telling you? How are you beholding your life? If it's one where your dart always lands where you don't want it to go, and it's like, no matter what I do, I can't curb it to get it to go over there, but I'm ready for that. I am so ready for this transformation. I am ready to do what I need to do. I've been doing all this other stuff and it hasn't been working. I've been asking the guy, throw the bumpers up, and he says, no, sorry. You're 30 years too late. It's never too late to do this inner transformational work. It's never too late. I promise you. I've worked with clients in their 70s and they were getting closer to the end of their story and they wanted the last part to be the best part. It doesn't matter how long you've been throwing darts and landing in areas that you don't want to go. When you do the inner work to completely reprogram and transform the inner subconscious beliefs you have about yourself, it changes the direction your darts go. You don't need to practice more. You've been practicing for a lifetime. Those darts just need a different GPS, a different guidance system. They need some reprogramming. Removal of, you go here every time I throw you, and you land there in shame, anger, guilt, blame, self-blame. And now I throw you with the same effort at the same angle, and you land in self-acceptance, trust, honesty, belief, worthiness, enoughness. And that's just where you go every time I throw you. When you're ready for that experience for yourself, I'd love to connect. You can find out more information about connecting in the description below this video, but know that that is available for you. And that is what it's like to be able to move out of those stuck trauma response type of emotions into ones of complete bliss, acceptance, guidance, self-trust, all the things that you've been longing for, desiring, and all the things that you deserve. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. Sending you so much love. I'll see you soon.